Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Well, for my affirmation tip, I want to remind us all, and I repeat these things because I never know who's tuning in, and sometimes this might be the first time you're hearing it, or you need to hear it a few times so it sinks in. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself. And whatever you focus on, whatever your dominant thought is, the law of attraction helps to be more. So once you realize that whatever you give your attention to, the law of attraction is going to amp up, then remember these few things. Whatever you want to know, you will know, and it will come to you easily. Whatever you want to know comes to you easily whenever you want to know it. Same time, have you noticed that you're always successful at what is important to you? So once you understand that, set your inner tuner to the frequency you want. What does that mean? Well, if you want to listen to the music on station 101.5, but your tuner is on 106.9, you're never going to get the reception. You have to match the tuner to the frequency that you want to receive. So remember that when you ask for stuff, you're in the one down mode. You have to switch into the receiving mode in order to allow it in or let it in. All right. So today I want to talk about essential Buddhism. The essence of Buddhism, of course, is sitting practice, meditation, a la the Buddha. We all may not do as severe austerity as apparently he did, and we all may not sit in front of the Bo tree with that intense commitment to say, I'm not going to move here until I'm enlightened. May my bones turn to dust if I move from this spot before I get enlightened. So it's all about insight. It's all about seeing or perception. And sometimes they use the example of what they call the 7 factors of enlightenment. So mindfulness is the basic idea connected to meditation, which is the ability to see what's happening with what they call bare attention. No commentary, no explanation, no evaluation, no choosing, no discriminating, no laying your projections on top of what is, no desiring it for it to be one way compared to the other. And so you have to watch how the mind either gets attracted or seduced by things and wants to hold on to it. That's called attachment. You want to see the way the mind pushes away things, dislikes it, doesn't want it around, kills it, strikes out against it. That's called aversion. Or the mind identifies and takes the content of the thought to be oneself, when in fact the thought is not I, me, or mine. So mindfulness is that faculty that is aware of what it is that's happening in the here and now without attachment, aversion, or clinging to the identification with the thought as oneself. Now, the 7 factors of enlightenment are one of their little diagrams or one of their little reminders of how you bring their nirvanic state of ultimate insight in. So there are 3 what they call arousing factors, 3 tranquilizing factors, and then you find that mindfulness is the one that balances and holds them all together in perfect harmony. So the first arousing factor is what they call the investigation factor. You have to want to see this. You have to be curious to want to know. And then you have to put energy into it, number 2. But the energy is not to go somewhere. The energy is to come back to the moment and not forget what the object of concentration is, whether it's your breath or a mantra or so forth. And then the third one is called rapture, having a certain kind of keen interest, keen delight in seeing it. Like, if you're in the desert, all of a sudden dying of thirst, and all of a sudden you see an oasis ahead. The joy that you get from seeing that, that's the rapture factor. So you have investigation, energy, and rapture. Those are the 3 arousing qualities. Then the 3 tranquilizing qualities that balance them are, first, you have what's called concentration. You have to focus your mind. If your mind stays superficial, it doesn't go deep enough to penetrate. So you have to learn what one-pointedness of mind is. Then you have to understand what tranquility is, peace of mind, like putting down a burden, going from the hot environment to all of a sudden where it's cool. There's that sense of, And then the third factor is equanimity, evenness of mind. Just as the ocean receives all the different rivers in the world at the same time, and yet at the same time it stays itself, so the mind receives, or at least watches, its own thought productions, and yet stays even. So the three tranquilizing factors, actually the three passive factors are tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. And then mindfulness is the one that holds them all together and keeps them in balance. So when you're meditating at home, just be simple, just be direct, just watch what's happening, don't make too much of it, and bring all the factors together without clinging, condemning, or taking it to be I, me, mine, or self, and you'll have the beginning of your meditation practice. Peace be with you all.